Hello, I'm Rebecca Vogelzang and I'm a Thermomix consultant here in Australia. And I have been with Thermomix for 9 years, as long as we've had this guy in our life, the beautiful TM5. And today I'm here to go through the differences between the TM5 and our amazing TM6. So, looking at the machines side by side, they're very similar in size. Our bowl size is the same and our aroma size is the same. However, there are quite a few significant differences between our 5 and our TM6. So, at the moment, I've got both machines set on home screen. Home screen is manual cooking. So, if you have had a TM31 in your life and you've never experienced either of these machines, home screen is your time, heat, and speed. So you set manual cooking right here on this screen here. So on our home screens, we have manual cooking. So it's time, heat, and speed. That sort of cooking in a Thermomix stays the same throughout. One big major difference, of course, with our big screens is with our 5, we have our little menu button up here, which will bring up your little settings here, your recipes that are on your cookie, your week, recently cooked, and the automated recipes. With our TM6, we swipe across and we have 17 functions now, as well as a menu button here. So through the menu button, that's where you're going to find your recipe collections, your weekly plan, etc. But when we swipe to this way, this is where you're going to find all your wonderful 17 functions. Now, for the most, the top row there, bar 1, is exactly the same as what you get on a TM5, and that is your timer, turbo, dough, pre-clean, and there is an instant lock there as well. So on your TM6, the lock is in your settings, slightly different, but here we've got our scales, dough, turbo, and pre-clean, plus the latest mode that was added, which is actually one of my absolute favorites. I love this, especially for anyone new to Thermomix. This is amazing. This is Chop. Now, in Chop, you're going to find all the information that lives in the back of your TM6 cookbook or the front of your TM5 cookbook. And that is how to blitz up nuts, how to crush ice, how to mince meat. It all is set and forget directly here on the screen, all those different categories there. That is a real game changer. It means that you don't have to go digging out with dirty hands a cookbook to see how long do I cut my onions for, how long do I chop the nuts for. It's all there on the TM6 screen, which is amazing. So one of the other new added features, which I love, is egg boiler mode. Let's talk about that for a minute. So when you're boiling eggs now, they go directly into the bowl of the TM6 with a litre of water. The blades don't move, and you literally choose here how you would like your eggs cooked. And as you will hear, silence. It's perfectly quiet. I have tradie, husband and son in my house, and first thing in the morning, they're up, eggs in, boiler mode on, go and get ready, make a cup of coffee, come back. The machine sings to you when they're done. Perfectly boiled eggs every time. Egg boiler, game changer. All right, so our next modes that are new are blend. Blend is soup, smoothies, purees. Okay, so that is blend mode. We have kettle mode, which literally means this is a kettle. However, kettle mode is not limited to just water. Any liquid that you want to get to a certain temperature, you can pop it into your TM6, go to kettle mode, choose the temperature you want it to get to, and it will sing to you when it's done again. There is a reheating function called warm up. So you can reheat certain foods in there. Perfect for people with baby food if you want to get it to the perfect temperature. So thicken mode. Thicken mode is custard, bechamel, all these amazing things. The machine has that inbuilt sensor in the TM6, so it just knows exactly when it's ready and it will sing to you. It's a game changer. Rice cooker mode. Now these are what replace the 3 automated recipes in your TM5. Rice cooker is absorption method in the bowl, and through Cookie Do you can access all the recipes for every type of rice that you can imagine and some grains as well. Fermentation mode and slow cook. Now they're two that highlight that this machine runs for up to 8 hours. Now, with our TM5, we can only do 99 minutes. That is as far as we can go. So you can still use this of sorts, but you'll need to come back and reset. With this one, you can pop a recipe in the morning before you head to work, come back at the end of the day, 8 hours later, and have your meal ready for you, slow cook mode. Fantastic. Fermentation is things like your pot set yogurt. We use our Varoma with that one, and you make yogurt overnight, put it in, go to bed, wake up to thick creamy yogurt in the morning. It's amazing. Sous vide mode, you can sous vide in your TM5, however, it's a mode and it's all set and forget in the TM6, which is nice and easy and amazing. Sous vide is great. It's very chefy, very fancy, and very handy through the Cookie Do platform and our TM6. Now, the last three modes that are there are to do with our Thermomix accessories. Yes, you can use the blade cover and peeler in the TM5. Yes, you can use the cutter in the TM5. However, you're going to be using them in a manual mode. With our TM6, we have our peeler function, we have our grate and slice. So all that stuff is done through the mode, very simply and easily. It's set and forget again. So the blade cover peeler, basically, if you're not familiar with this accessory, is available for the 5 and the 6. It fits in this size bowl, and it essentially turns your bowl into a saucepan of sorts. I use this to do things like maybe boiling potatoes or boiling corn cobs, for the slow cooking, the sous vide, and also peeling our potatoes. So you can buy your little grubby potatoes from the markets, throw them in with the blade cover peeler. It's going to wash and peel them for you without you getting your hands dirty. I love it. It's so handy. So our beautiful bright 6.8 LCD screen here means that we can access Cookie Do direct on the screen and also watch video instructions as well, which I just think is amazing. So here's a little snippet of a video
is always full, except when everyone decides to go out.
To show you all about recipe scaling just there. So some of them are educational, some of them are instructional, but I love that you can access all that information direct on your TM6. Sadly, with the TM5, we can't do that. Of course, you can access it through your Cookie Do platform. Now, the other difference with the connectivity of the 5 and the 6 is we have this inbuilt quad-core processor, which makes all that downloading of your recipes and your collections instant. With our TM5, you're going to need to hook up to your Wi-Fi through your cook key, upload your recipes onto your cook key to access them on your TM5. So with that, when we look at a recipe on our TM6, and let me just pull up something I've recently cooked, which is this beautiful caramel and macadamia cheesecake. The recipe gives you the instructions all there, but another little point to note is that these steps are live. So say I'd already done the top part of the recipe, I can actually jump down to step 5 and start the recipe from step 5. So I love it because sometimes there's a recipe and I want a component of a recipe. It makes it very easy just to find that component, do that component, and then go on and finish your meal. A little bit of a difference of looking at the weekly planner with the TM6 and the TM5. The weekly planner is great because if you're not the only cook in the house, then you can say to whoever's at home, ingredients are in the fridge, go and look at my week and get started on making dinner. How can that be a bad thing, right? So another great feature on the TM6 is the preview button. So you can actually jump steps ahead and see what you need to have prepared, what's coming up in your recipe, all the while it's doing its thing. I love that feature because it means that I can be a little disorganized at the start, but as I'm going through, I can grab everything I need while the machine is doing its thing. It's another game changer. So, timer. We have our timer set down here on the TM5 in the little tiny mode screen. On here, it's a swipe down from the top, and we can set our timer to time whatever we need to time, and it will chime to you when it's done as well. Another feature I love about the TM6 is with our sounds. So in our settings, you can change the sounds of your Thermomix chime. So let's have a quick look at that. You can choose from a whole different heap of tunes that you might like. I'm quite a fan of guitar, but you can also then turn the sound down And also the duration of the chime at the end, 10 seconds. So 3 chimes and you're done. I love that feature too. Another great feature with settings is that our Thermomix manual is now built in to our Thermomix. So you can actually access any technical information direct on the screen. So great, you get your hard copy of your manual as well, but the Thermomix manual is built into the machine. Now, with this, our Thermomix basic cookbook is also set standard, always saved into your TM6. And then, of course, all your recipe collections that you add in will be here as well at the touch of your fingers. So, created recipes. That's another great thing that you can access direct on the machine. We can follow our own recipes step by step through created recipes. If you would like to learn more about uploading your own recipes, I do have cookie do video tutorials on my YouTube. Please go and have a look for those. Now, the other thing with creative recipes is you can edit recipes. You can change the amount of food you want to prepare. You can upscale, downscale these recipes direct on the screen, which is a great feature. Sadly, we don't have in the TM5. You can also import recipes from our other amazing recipe community platform. So they are viewed on your machine under creative recipes. And I have quite a few favorites from all my time ago with Thermomix and recipe community that I have saved here direct on the screen, and I can access those without having to search up, have a piece of paper next to me, whatever. Yeah, it's amazing. But you can definitely, if you are creative, upload your own recipes as well. So Gran's favorite bolognese can now become yours direct on your TM6. I just want to highlight to you all the high heat function and the difference between the 5 and the 6. What I'm going to do is very quickly saute some onions for you. So we're going to add in 20 grams of olive oil. So our olive oil is in there. We're just adding in our onion cut into wedges, making sure they're evenly distributed around the bowl because our high heat is coming from the base. And then we're going to pop on our lid with that splash guard, all right? Which just literally sits on the top. We say we've done that, and then we just turn the dial. And for 20 minutes, we're going to cook these onions to a beautiful brown caramelized color. Here we are sizzling away. This is the difference between the 5 and the 6. So the blades stop, and every now and then they'll stir, but you have that real frying sizzle. So our TM6 goes up to 160 degrees, whereas our 5 will only get to 120. Can I tell you, the aroma is amazing. So in order to get the same effect of just oil and onions in your TM5, you need to add balsamic, sugar to get that brown caramelization. The TM6 gets it with just the olive oil and the onions. Currently just over halfway through cook time. As you can see, still sizzling away. So you can imagine the flavour that you're going to get from sauteing your onions at that high heat temperature. It's a game changer. Coming down to the last seconds of the sizzle. 25, 24, counting down. Now, as you can see, you can imagine the smell of my kitchen. There's nothing quite like the smell of onion and, of course, garlic cooking. But at that high heat, you're getting that beautiful caramelization. Now, when this comes to the end and we open up our TM6, I'm going to bring the bowl to the camera. Obviously, very carefully taking off the lid away from you. Now, there's been no trickery in between. This is literally what we have as an end result. Can you see that beautiful color in there of caramelization? So, with your TM6, this is what we refer to as the sizzle. This is flavor. This is absolutely a game changer. So we go from just getting a sort of a saute of our onion to a beautiful brown golden color, which is flavor. Okay, so there we are. Our TM5 and our TM6 may look similar, but has a lot more to it. I hope this video has been clear and given you some good ideas on why you would want to upgrade from your 5 to your 6 with the current offer. Now, here's another little bonus for you all. Should you happen, and I'm going to carefully slide this out of the way on the glider board, to covet the black TM6, as long as there is stock available at the time the trade offer goes live, you can choose to upgrade to the sparkling black. So remember, you'll get TM6 and an extra bowl, $6.95 of value, saves you the hassle of having to deal with secondhand buyers. If your machine is in any way needing a service or repair, any condition, it doesn't matter. Trade in your TM5 for the brand new TM6 with an extra bowl, $6.95 of value. Get in touch with your consultant now. If that's me, details are down below. Thanks everyone. I hope you've enjoyed it.